Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jock. What's up, folks? Good evening to you, good people. Happy Friday. Hope everyone is doing well today. Welcome to the show.
Hey, TGI Friday, baby. Kansas City week, baby.
Yes, sir.
We just got off that nice win on Monday night, and it's time to do it again.
That's right.
Tighten up, baby.
You all still pumped from the Buffalo game? Because I am, and I literally just got through eating buffalo wings with ranch dressing, by the way.
I am pumped, but I got to put that behind me because we got the Chiefs coming into town. So, man, that victory was short-lived. I like the victory, but, hey, we're here. So, Hey, man, shout out to Captain Trips.
Captain Trips. What's good?
Rocket YAT. And a matter of fact, let me say,
who's the first guy that we had on here?
I want to say it was Young Lee.
Young Lee.
Salute to you from Memphis 10. Shout it. What's up?
Yes, sir.
We have not hard to say name. Tighten up and yes, sir. Welcome. Hey, salute. And we'll get to that in a minute.
Yes,
Tighten up to Sean Britton. Hey, let's do this, baby.
Let's
Jeremiah in the building.
What's good, brother? Jeremiah?
What up? Latoya. Salute my sister. Tighten up.
Latoya, what is good? What's happening?
Hey,
Jamel, what's popping?
Tighten up. Shine.
Let's effing go. Henry, 203 touchdowns. Man.
Hey, wow, Jesus
Titan
Christ.
Rossi.
Hey, Titan Rossi in the building. What up?
What's up, Rossi?
Hey,
good?
Wow. Hey, we got a super chat.
The Juggernaut.
Okay. For the $4.99 super chat, we appreciate it.
Boom!
Appreciate it,
brother. JC Terry was good, man.
Been a fan of y'all boys. First time in the chat, tighten up from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Salute, brother. Salute. Hey, Mark Jones, King Henry going for his third 3 touchdowns game in a row. Hey, Mark being everybody's chat, bro. Salute to you, brother. You be holding it down, man.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, let's see what we got here. Hey, this is Mike. What up, salute, Mike?
So we got Juggernaut and Mike on the show. What's up, y'all?
Big Mike in the building, brother. What's up,
good?
Brother? Hey,
absolutely, my dude, Titan Rossi. So we will be playing the Kansas City Chiefs, who is somewhat of it's some rivalry going on between us, man. You know, we've beaten them, and then when we beat them, they won 9 games in a row and won the Super Bowl. Then they beat us in the AFC Championship game just 2 years ago. So there's a lot of bad blood. Plus, we beat them in the playoffs 3 years ago. So, so there's a lot of bad blood between these two. And again, this should be a great game, a great challenge. So what I want to do now, again, this is the live chop up. You guys know how we do. We're going to bring special guests from any of the teams that we do play. So without further ado, I want to introduce Ryan, Kansas City Chiefs podcaster here. What's up, Ryan? What's good?
Ryan.
Let's see.
Not much. How are you guys doing?
All right.
Good. There you go.
These things ain't
What's
working
good,
now,
brother?
so. Oh, man. Man, life is good. Life is good. Getting back to normal here. Chiefs aren't very good, but, you know, hopefully they'll turn it around. I know I think 2019, the year we won the Super Bowl was the same. We were 2-3 and kind of got hot. But, this time around, I don't know that I feel that with this group, but, who knows? It's like when you have a talent like Mahomes, anything could happen. You know what I mean? He can get hot. The team it's kind of similar to I feel like the Packers. The Packers do that often. They'll kind of be garbage, and then Rodgers will just go crazy. So who knows? Who knows, man? But it's a good start so far. Frustrating at times, but even last week with the Redskins or the football team, the first half, it was a joke. It's like these guys are just destroying us and can't do nothing. And it turned out all right, but it's like you just don't know what team you're going to get, low energy, all that stuff.
Right.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. So we got 21 people on the chat watching the show. Hit that like button, folks. Hit the like button. Make sure to do that. Ryan, if you want to give us some information about your Apple Podcast or anything that you want to cover.
Yeah. So I have a podcast called the What Do You Want to Talk About podcast. I haven't made a new episode in a few months, but it's in the works to get things back going again and have guests on and things of that nature. And I'm here in Kansas City. I flip houses. That's how I kind of got referred to you was a
yes
friend that I met, and he hit me up and said, "Hey, you're the only Kansas City guy anybody knows here." So, but I appreciate it. It was great.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Shout out to my boy Crockett. What's good, brother? Thank you for the referral as well, man. Hey, we've done a show with Ryan before, man. He's a great guy. Knows a whole lot about Kansas City.
Oh, yes, he does.
Let us know, man. He's gonna let us know what it is, man. So yeah. So
he's boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. In
first off, the biggest problem is we've had 2 white guys in our secondary, and one being Dan Sorensen. Are you kidding me? Like, you can't do that. You can't have a white middle linebacker and a white safety. It's never been done, and it can't be done anymore. You know what I mean?
That's the take of the show.
Yeah, it is the take of the
show. Yeah. He's not the unicorn,
Hot take.
Clip it.
Oh, man.
Cool,
that's hilarious.
Cool. But seriously, like, that's the talk of here. That's like the talk of Kansas City is like, get Sorensen out. Because, I mean, if you watch, you can go look up anything the Chiefs this season, and it's always Tyrann Mathieu like doing this or doing this, and it's always Sorensen getting beat deep. You know what I mean? It's like, how much more do you need to see before? And they've got Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill's ready to go. Like, I think he played more last week, but I mean, it's just terrible. It's just the things that you scratch your head. You're like, what are we doing? Like, proving a point to somebody or what?
Gotcha, man. So Ryan, what we like to do on the show is to give you an opportunity with the Titans and the Chiefs both ways as to how you feel the Chiefs or the Titans could win. So we'll take the first take here to say, what are some of the reasons you think the Tennessee Titans could actually beat the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh, number one reason is Derrick Henry every week. I mean, he's the first guy that I could think of. I mean, who was the last running? Did Adrian Peterson ever win a MVP? I don't know if he did, but
I think he's won.
You know what I mean? Like
MVP, right? But it's not many.
I can't think of any guys is like Adrian Peterson, a young Adrian Peterson. And then you go way back to find that dominant running back that was consistent year in and year out. And I mean, that dude is just. I mean, that's the X factor of the game to me. You know what I mean? Like, if he gets going and gets around 180 up, which he's going to, because we cannot stop anything. I mean, it's bad right now. So, and I don't see this being the time that it gets better. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But that's number one. And then 2 is the clock. You guys are going to chew up the clock, and then we can't run the ball. We don't have any good running backs. I mean, Noah Hilaire's out. We don't have a running back that can control the clock, and we can develop drives, and everything for us has to turn into that dink and dunk, like 3-yard passes and stuff. And that's just, you guys are not going to get beat by that, unfortunately. So, you guys aren't going to be falling for the big plays of nobody is anymore. You're not seeing the Chiefs every now and again. Tyreek gets loose, but it's just different. People are figuring out to just play that kind of deep zone defense. That's, I just don't think. I personally, I know Chiefs are favored to win, but I don't think we're going to win. Okay. But now if I have to pick them on a sheet where we're betting, I've never picked against them. So I will always pick the Chiefs to win, but I don't really think they're going to, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Good take. Okay.
Your guys' defense is better than ours. Receivers better than ours. Your receivers, your receivers are better than ours. I don't know. But, I mean, I think all around, we're just not that good. So that's why I think the Titans can win.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. So, Jacques, I'm going to shoot you with that same question. So, we just got through beating the Bills, and we have a lot of momentum coming into this game. Do you think that's going to carry over to beat the Chiefs? How do you think we can beat them?
So, before I get there, I want to give a shout-out to Diego Naranjo. He said, sup, fellas, working at the farmers market in Australia, okay? We'll have to watch the top up after the cheers. So, hey, salute from down under, my brother.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Who else we got on here, Jacques?
We got let me see. Devon,
Romaine, what's good?
And Jeremiah. So we'll get to them, but I just want to shout out Diego, man. Appreciate you watching the show, brother, from all the way up from Australia. So we appreciate that. So the way we can beat the Chiefs, I mean, Ryan, he summed it up, man. It's kind of uncharacteristic from seeing the Chiefs go from what they were 2 years ago, even a year ago, to see what they're doing now. And it's different. Defensively, and I've told Hawk this, even when you guys won the Super Bowl, you guys let a lot of pieces go on your defense. Why I think that even in the free agency, in the draft, I think Kansas City should have started to build their defense up to complement their offense. Because, I mean, we already know what the Chiefs can do on offense. We know that for a fact. But defensively, I think Andy Reid kind of dropped the ball on that, and the GM dropped the ball on that, and you're starting to see what's happening. I think that Super Bowl last year with Tom Brady and with Tampa Bay showed the blueprint of how to beat the Chiefs. That was the blueprint. I was literally like, okay, this is the blueprint of how to beat the Chiefs. And you're starting to see it bleed over into this year when you see the Chiefs. The Chiefs, the run defense is not good, right? I think they're ranked, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Hawk, I think 27th. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Let's see here. You say 27. So we're looking at the defensive stats here. That's what we're looking at.
20. Okay, let's see. So they're ranked 28th overall.
28th. Yep. And their run defense is 27th. You're correct.
27. So I was 1 point off. So that right there tells me, hey, when I look at this game, we have King Henry. King Henry is doing something this year I've never seen him do. He's running with a purpose, and he's trying to run into the Hall of Fame this year. Like, it's literally like, I know somebody joked about it last week where they were saying that King Henry can run for 3,000 yards, and I kind of just shoved it off. But I said the way he's running like a madman. I said it wouldn't surprise me if he runs for 3,000 yards. I went back and I looked at the I was about to call them the Redskins, but the football teams tape when you played the football team and the Bills game. And there's a commonality between both of those games. You can run on the Chiefs. You can literally run on the Chiefs. Their defense is not strong. And looking at their defense, and like you said, Ryan, about Swanson, I mean, blown coverages and miscommunication in the secondary is I think it's killing a lot of teams. But I've really seen it with the Chiefs. I was like, okay, it's a lot of miscommunication, a lot of blown coverages. And if you take advantage of it at the right time, you can really, 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 really take advantage of it to the point where you can score points on the Chiefs. Now, last time we played you guys, we scored points. Of course, the AFC Championship, you guys came back and did what you did. I get that. But this year, I said if there was one game that I can see the Titans winning, if it was the Bills or the Chiefs, I said it was the Chiefs because of their defense. And I'm just kind of shocked because the defense is not as good as it was last year. And I don't know what's happened. I don't know if it was personnel change, but I can definitely see a hiccup. So I see if you got King Henry doing what he did last week against the number one defense, imagine what he does against the 27th ranked Russian defense. That's scary, okay?
It's only a matter of time also. It's only a matter of time also before your guys' receivers and Tannehill do have a big game.
Yes.
Like a really big game.
Yes. And I think that'll actually, I hate to say it, but be this game where you will see the offense actually kind of click. They clicked with the Bills, but I think it clicked late, and A.J. Brown got to going. And I said, okay, this is where we're getting back to where we were last year. And it's now when you go against the 27th ranked Russian defense, and I think it was the 28th ranked. What was that passing defense? Pass defense?
The pass defense was just as bad. When you look at their pass defense, they're 25th.
25th. So what that tells me is the Titans offensively can take advantage of this game when you're talking about running and passing. I think you'll see a balance. So, I mean, you can literally almost pick your poison with their defense. Where you want to run the ball, you want to throw the ball. A.J. Brown got going. Julio still kind of he said he's experiencing tightness with his hamstring, but you know it's Julio. You'll see the almost the pick your poison type mantra that we've been screaming ever since the offseason. Defensively, I still don't put nothing past Patrick Mahomes because it's freaking Patrick Mahomes, okay? But defensively, I feel like the Chiefs' offensive line hasn't been playing up to par either. I've been seeing Patrick Mahomes. Of course, he's an off-script quarterback, so that's his specialty, being off-script. But he looks uncomfortable. When he's off-script, he really looks uncomfortable. And I'm like, okay, Patrick Mahomes doesn't look comfortable being off-script this year. That's his specialty. And I'm like, with our pass rush with Jeffrey Simmons, Bud Dupree, Harold Landry, Tier Tart, rushing those four alone is going to be a tall task for Pat Mahomes on defense. Now, he might, and we'll get to that take in a minute, but on the defense side, it's almost if you play the same game that you play with the Bills with Josh Allen. The thing about Patrick Mahomes, his off-script ability is amazing because he can literally play off-script and his receivers come up and they follow him. They literally are following him every time he's moving the pocket because he's very good at moving the pocket. He moves the pocket, he moves the pocket, he moves the pocket. Boom, Harmon's right there. Tyreek Hill's right there. Travis Kelce's right there. So when I look at this, it's almost you have to play the same game. And then the third point is injuries. They say Travis Kelce's coming back, but he's suffering with a neck injury. I know he was in and out last week with Washington, but I just don't trust it enough to be like, hey, neck injuries are very hard to bounce back from, if that makes sense. I know Tyreek Hill has a quad injury, which he listed as questionable. So injuries too. So if Tyreek Hill don't play, that's huge. No, Travis Kelce is going to play, but how much is he going to play? So you just got to take advantage of what you have right now with the Chiefs. What about you, Hawk?
So we got 45 people in the chat. What's up, y'all? What is good? What's popping?
LP.
What's good, LP? Tighten up, baby. Tighten up.
Hey,
Who else we got on here?
Captain Trips in the building.
What up? What about Rob? What's popping? What's up?
What about Rob? Hey, salute to you, brother, because you've been commenting your tail off, man. So salute to you. And shout out to everybody that's in this chat now. I know you guys were in the Buffalo Fanatics a live stream the other day, holding down for the Titans Nation. So we really appreciate that.
Yep.
Foster
Tate. We got that boy Durka Time. What's good? So the reason I pull up this comment, Durka Time, it actually leads into my point as to why we can beat the Chiefs. Is 95 playing? That's Chris Jones. Is that guy playing? Okay. Now, the word on the street is that he is playing. Okay. But he's very hurt, very injured. Kansas City does have a lot of injuries right now. Tyreek Hill is banged up. Patrick Mahomes is even banged up. They have a lot of injuries. And so defensively, Chris Jones is their best defensive player by far. Tyrann Mathieu next is Chris Jones, and that's it. Okay. And I told Jacques earlier, as far as defensive linemen in the league, in my opinion, Aaron Donald's the top tier. He's number one in the league. You got Chris Jones, you got Cam Hayward, and you got Jeffrey Simmons. Those are the top four in the league. Chris Jones is that damn good. Is he going to play? Because if he does play and if he's at full shape, he will cause issues for us running the ball. But even if he's in there, I still would run the ball because he's the only one in there that can do something. Okay. So when I looked at a lot of tape when you all played the football team and when you played the Bills, Kansas City defensively looked very scared. The inside run game is there. Now I give, Trey Smith from Tennessee, he's been overperforming. A 7th round pick, that's your starting guard. He's been a man out there. He's been killing. But there's opportunities in the middle to run. Josh Allen was running in the middle. I was like, whoa, Josh Allen, right? Taylor Heineke even had quarterbacks runs. They were killing on the inside, So it's for Nate Davis. It's for Ben Jones. It's for Roger Saffold. Can they step up and make those blocks? I think they will. I think there's an opportunity. Then when I look at that, think of Derrick Henry, right? Running beside your offensive lineman and getting past the defensive lineman. You got to look at your linebackers. Nick Bolton is your leading tackler. Is he who, right? Who's Nick Bolton? Who is that, right? Who, right? I look at Anthony Hitchens. He's more of a well-known linebacker, but those guys are not hitters, okay? Derrick Henry against Buffalo left the game unscathed. He was not hit much at all. I think the same could happen against the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City's not going to hit you. The only guy that'll hit you is Chris Jones. That's it. Tyrann Mathieu's more of a ball hog. I don't think we have to pass it as much. I just think we need to play ball control. Just play ball control. If you want to do some passes, it could be short passes or whatever. It's not 100% that Julio Jones will be out there. I know the Titans are going to bring up Mason Kinsey. Chester Rogers is injured. He's our third receiver. Now we got Marcus Johnson. We got Nick Westbrook-Akina. So we have players. But for us, ball control. We have the ball. We keep Patrick Mahomes and him on the bench. We'll win this football game. On the other side of the field on defense for us, man, Buffalo was pass rushing incredibly on the outside, right? On the outside. Defensively, that's going to be there for us. Will Bud Dupree play? We don't know yet. But Harold Landry will be there. Harold Landry has 6.5 sacks. He's coming around that corner. Patrick Mahomes better be ready. And so tell me this, Ryan. Tell me if you feel me on this. Since the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay, when Patrick Mahomes was looking like this, y'all see him? Y'all see that? Patrick Mahomes has been playing more scared than I've ever seen him. There are times I've seen him throwing the ball quicker than he's ever. I'm like, he had to throw the ball. He went running. Like, soon as he felt the pressure, he went running. So I don't know if it's a confidence thing right now with Patrick Mahomes, but that is another way we can beat them. Rush him. Play play cover 2. Keep your safeties back like Washington did, like Buffalo did. Play that same way. We can beat the Chiefs.
Right.
There's something else about Mahomes that really nobody's talking about. He's really, really rich now.
Okay.
Really, really rich. You know, that dude's on commercials. He's on this. He's famous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Ryan Tannehill's famous, but if he goes to like Idaho, you know what I mean? Like, he could probably go to the store and be fine. Whereas like Mahomes is famous now.
Right.
And
right.
I mean, you remember on the Major League movie when Charlie Sheen, the Wild Thing, he got so famous and then he stopped being the Wild Thing and was like business and he sucked.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
I don't know that he's to that, like he doesn't suck, but there's pressure. There's pressure that he's never felt. It's bigger. This isn't big game pressure. This is like you're a $1 billion, asset now.
Facts,
pressure.
no paper. Facts, no paper. That's true.
Yeah, man.
That's
so
true.
It's weird. I really – plus we played a ton of games in the last 2 years. That's another thing. It's, you play that many games. But, yeah, he's been exposed. He's been hit. That Tampa Bay was Wilder Fury. That Super Bowl with us in Tampa Bay, they were Fury and we were Wilder. We're that fun, we look good, home run hitter. And then they were like, no, we're just going to come here and beat you. Like they did, and I mean, that's what it takes. If you can rush 4 and then play a zone defense that doesn't let people behind it, I mean, you're going to win.
Gotcha,
the pass rush is everything.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Sean Vanderhall, as we always say, hashtag just block. Just block.
I don't only want to shout him out. I want to shout out William Jones. Hey, thank you for watching the show, my brother. Keisha Bible. What's up, my sister?
What's up, Keisha? What's
Lawrence,
good?
what is up?
He is active. Yes, he will be active.
Hey, Bud the Priest playing too, by the way. So
good. Okay.
Just to answer your question. Sean, hey, like you said, just block. Hey, we got Stanley in the building, brother. What is up? What is up? What is up? So we'll go to segment 2. And we always go to this part of the show of we know that the Titans gave us some reasons why. Well, you guys gave us some reasons why the Titans can win the game. Hey, Mark, Ryan, excuse me. Give us some reasons why the Chiefs can win the game or how they can win the game or what do you see them doing to win the game? Talk to us.
If our defense, let's just say that we would have to get turnovers on defense. I don't think we're not going to go and shut anyone down. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. But in the past, once the Chiefs defense, this isn't the first time we've seen an Andy Reid team be terrible on defense at the beginning of the year, but every now and again they get a game where, Tyrann Mathieu gets an interception, something else, something crazy happens, a strip, whatever it may be. But turnovers is basically our only chance on defense, I think, and I don't think Henry's going to fumble, so they're going to have to find it somewhere else. So I would say some big plays in the secondary would have to be it. That'd be our only chance defensively. And then offensively, I think we have to be conservative with drives. They need 8, 9, 10 and up play drives because the home runs they're not going to do anything for us if you guys are controlling, because then what happens when we don't get that home run, and they stop us, which is, I feel like what's been happening so much this year.
Right.
Gotcha.
But really that's it. I mean, it's going to take a conservative offensive approach, and dink and dunk and then yards after the catch. Hopefully you're going to have to, Andy Reid is great at this, kind of turning pass plays into run plays, with his just little short passes, almost screen, but he's really brilliant with that. So it's going to have to be that on offense. And then defensively, they're going to just have to play smart. And we don't have a pass rush. I don't even know who our leading has. We have like 6 sacks, something like that, like 6 or 7. And the reason why Nick Bolton has leading tackles, the rookie, is because our defensive line is trash. I mean, like, I don't even know who we have zero depth, and that's been a big problem for years now, you know. And anytime anybody was hurt, and Chris Jones seems to kind of always be hurt. Frank Clark is who we thought he was, you know what I mean? And like he don't even try. I haven't seen him try. I went to training camp one day this year, and I mean, you could just tell, you know, the energy was low on the defense when you're just watching them. It was weird. It was just this whole thing has been weird for the Chiefs. But yeah, if we want to win, we have to get turnovers on defense and eat up clock on offense.
Right.
Gotcha.
I like it. Hulk, same question to you.
So for me, what's up with those in the chat? Mike Vrabel, what's good? Isaac Cibrian, what is popping? Mark Jones, what's going on, y'all? 51 people in the chat. Hit the like button, folks. Hit that like button. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button as well, too. So for us, let's not get it twisted, y'all. The Kansas City Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl last year, and they won it 2 years ago. Okay, they're still the Kansas City Chiefs. There's still Patrick Mahomes out there. Let's not get it twisted. Patrick Mahomes has, you know, he's still having a pretty good yard in it's pretty good year in yards, and you know, still doing a really good job in spreading the football out. You know, so when you look at their offense, when you look at, you know, what the Chiefs have done, Patrick Mahomes has 1,887 yards passing, 18 touchdowns. Now he has 8 interceptions. That's unlike him, but he's still throwing the football. Then Tyreek Hill has 46 catches, 592. As far as Travis Kelce, he has 53 catches as a tight end as well, too, and 4 touchdowns. So, hey, our defense concerns me, okay? Not so much the pass rush, but the fact that we have injuries in the defensive backfield. So you're going to always have weaknesses on any spot, and that's our weakness right now. And, you know, when you look at, you know, Christian Fulton he's going to be out on the IR, okay? This will be his second game. 2 or 3 games, he'll be out. So we have Breon Borders out there playing corner. You know, that's a concern for right now. You look at Caleb Farley's out. We just signed, what's his name? Man,
Maven.
Right, Maven, Greg Maven. Okay, yeah. So you know, Chris Jackson's going to have to play a lot. Elijah Molden. So the young guys, these young guys are going to have to really step up because Kansas City will test them. Don't get it twisted. Andy Reid is a hell of a coach. The problem with Kansas City now, injuries and no running game. Kind of similar to Buffalo having no running game. So it puts a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And I do think Patrick Mahomes is still a bit nervous from what happened last year. So he don't want to get hurt either, because the one time we played him, he got hurt. So I think that's the injury, the game he got. Was it? No, it was the game before. I apologize.
Yeah, it was the game before.
But I will say that Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. Let's not get it twisted, y'all, okay? Right. And our defense, when you look at our pass defense, you know, we just showed the stat not too long ago as well, and I'm going to pull that up here on our pass defense. Our pass defense is
24th?
25.
25, okay.
No, 24. You're right, Josh. 24. My bad. Yeah. 24. And they're 25. So 2 peas in a pod at the end of the day, right? It really is, right? So we have to rush the passer. And Patrick Mahomes is different than Josh Allen in running the football. Josh Allen runs more on the inside. Patrick runs on the outside. Will Harold Landry be there? Will Bud Dupree be there? Those are the 2 guys. If they don't play well, we're not going to win this football game because they're going to score points. Please don't think they won't, because Kansas City will. For us, it's about game control, and it's about us doing the best we can to kind of keep them on ice. So that's how I think we can lose this football game. What about you, Jacques?
Mistakes. You're beating yourself, okay? It's what happens with any game. You underestimate your opponent. Like you said, this is Kansas City. Like, Ryan, I understand how you feel about them, but like you said, like Hawk said, it's still a Super Bowl team that went to the Super Bowl. You guys won it, you're out. So when I look at the Kansas Cities, you never underestimate them. Even I don't care how much of a limp dog they are, they still bite, right?
Yep.
And they can still bite. They can still bite. And when I look at Kansas City, you still have, like I said, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen when he gets off script. When he gets off script, he can continue to make the pocket move. His receivers move with him. I've never seen nothing like it. Like I said, I've seen Tyreek Hill as he's moving. They create space. They create opportunities where, hey, I can throw off my back foot and I can throw it and it's still there, right? So you got to eliminate the big plays. If you allow big plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's going to be a long day and you can possibly lose this game. Also, like I said, mistakes, penalties will kill you in this game. Don't create no stupid penalties. Don't give them opportunities, because if you leave them in this game, then they got all the right to win this game, and that's what's going to happen, right? So if you allow Kansas City to stay in this game, which they've been in all the games all year,
they have.
but
except the Buffalo game.
Except the Buffalo game. Right.
It was bad.
Except the Buffalo game. But it's just one of those things is if you allow them to stay in, hey, that's what happened. Like you said, Hawk, our secondary, we have injuries, yes, in our secondary. And if I'm Pat Mahomes, I'm looking at it to take advantage of that. And if you don't take advantage of it, then you're tripping because you're going against second and third string DBs. Also, one more point. Hey, if the Titans come out flat, we've seen this plenty of times. Titans have come out flat, no energy, underestimating their opponent.
Yep.
You can lose this game. And we know our team, literally. Every Titans fan here in this chat can literally tell you when you feel it's just a feeling that you got when you look, okay, the Titans are flat. They're starting slow because of late, I think this whole year, I don't think of this year we have started fast. I'm trying to think of a game where we've started fast. I don't think we've started fast in any of our games.
Nope.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
We haven't.
Okay. So that's another thing. If you don't start fast,
yep.
This is a team that I feel like if you let them in the game, look at the football team. The football team had plenty of opportunities to string it along, and they finally let the Chiefs in. If you don't start fast, you don't take advantage of opportunities, you're going to lose this game. So that's for me. That's how we can lose this game.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. So, Ryan, I want to ask you a question. And let's look at some of these chats here. Captain Trips, what's good? Henry's breaking records already. That's a fact. Coda, what up? What's up, Coda? What's good? Coda. Music City guy. Going to have to mix it up, get creative in the secondary. That is a fact.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who else we got here? We got that boy Zach Carpenter, Jacques. Tighten
up. See you in the building.
Tighten up. So, Ryan, question for you. If there's one player on the Tennessee Titans. Oh, we got a super chat. Danko. What's up, Danko? What's good, bro?
We met this brother at Willie B's. He's a solid brother, man. So we appreciate the $20 super sticker.
Absolutely.
Hey, appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Boom. Danko. So, Ryan, for you, man, is there a Tennessee Titan player? There's one player you can think of that will be a concern for the Kansas City Chiefs. Who would you say that would be?
Well, I mean, I'll say that obviously it's Henry, but I mean, maybe not many other people agree, but it's Tannehill.
Okay.
Look what Josh Allen did to the Chiefs.
Right.
Tannehill's totally capable of running around, and he runs hard. I would say he runs similar to Josh Allen doesn't really look to extend the play so much with his legs. Like, he's going to get yards and probably hit somebody. And I feel like Tannehill's like that, just whatever. He's going to try to get the first down, And so I think that's a big one, a really big one. Because if we do happen to get a rush, it's going to be because our coverage might have been good one time, which then Tannehill's going to be looking to run anyways. And I feel like that's how it's kind of worked out. If our secondary does play good, well, the rush isn't that good. So then the quarterback's able to scramble and get yards and, do the whole thing.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Cool. Lil Wooddale, what's popping, man? Super chat.
Hey, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. He said it's going to be a tough one. Got to get pass catchers involved early. That's #
right.
tighten the
F up. F up. Boom. That's what I'm talking about.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
Oh, is there a Titan player that you worried about, man?
Oh, you mean a Chiefs
Appreciate
player?
the super chats, by the way, y'all. We appreciate that.
Do you mean a Chiefs player or a Titans player?
Titans player. Who do you think is going to have a big game for us against the Chiefs?
I mean, I can't even. Let me say this. I'm going to exclude the King. Okay, I'm not going to even put him in this particular scenario. But I feel like Harold Landry. Okay. Harold Landry has been putting in work. I know this is his contract year, but I don't think the league too much knows about Harold Landry. He had 6.5 sacks. Okay, guys, 6.5. Okay, yep. He's been playing like a wild man. I know he had a sack last week. Monday, and I feel like he's a key on the outside. Listen to what you said earlier, Hawk. There's opportunities on the outside when we play the Chiefs, right?
Facts.
He can take advantage of that, and I feel like he's been doing a good job of taking advantage of that. So for me, I feel like Harold Landry will have a big game.
Okay. All right.
When we play the Chiefs. What about you?
That boy Arthur Juan Brown. AJ Brown, Kansas City fans, okay? Again, I've looked at some game tape, of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, is Charvarius Ward going to play? Because he's their best corner. Would you say that he's their best corner, Ryan?
By far, he's been their best corner, even in his rookie year.
Yes,
he's been our most consistent, definitely most consistent. Corner. He's bigger, long, fast.
And Charvarius Ward played at my alma mater where I played ball as well too at Middle Tennessee State. He played with Kevin Byard as well too. So there's a connection there. So, but if he plays, right, you know, it might change up a little bit, but I'm still not worried about him. I still think A.J. Brown is still going to go off. I think A.J. Brown is going to be key to this game. Kansas City's going to try their best to stack the box like everyone else does on Derrick Henry. That's why I'm not going to say Derrick Henry because he can still go over 100 yards, right? That's almost a given to a point. But A.J. Brown will have opportunities. And Ryan Tannehill, if he makes those throws, A.J. Brown will get open. A.J. Brown will break tackles. Kansas City is not a good tackling team. So you can look for A.J. Brown to break some tackles and make some big plays. So, yep. So, but on the flip side of that, Ryan, what chief for us? What chief player do we need to be worried about when we play you guys? Who should we be like, oh my gosh, we got to watch out for this guy?
I wish I could say there's a defensive player, but I mean, I really don't think there is. You won't be surprised if Tyrann Mathieu makes a big play somehow. You know what I mean? Like, if Chris Jones plays, he's going to do something.
Yep.
If he plays, but I would say Tyreek Hill he's either going to. It seems like right now he's either going to get you like 180 yards or 40. So if he goes off, he eats people up. It's when he gets going, it's almost like Steph Curry. It's like wild, like crazy. It's like doesn't seem real and normal. You don't see a little guy running around doing that stuff. So that'd be the one right there.
Agreed, man. I understand. Right. Jock, same question for you, sir.
For me, I would say Mahomes. I mean, if you can contain Mahomes, you can contain the game. If you can't contain Mahomes, he gives you the best shot to win the game. And like I said earlier, his off-script ability is amazing. Like, and I don't if people understand what I'm saying when I say off-script, when you're playing football and quarterback specifically, you're on a script, right? You come out, you got your script. But when you roll out, when you're out the pocket, when you're on the move, you're off script. And he's amazing at that. You've seen Josh Allen. You've seen a little bit of it Monday, but I mean, literally, that's where I think Patrick Mahomes makes his money is when he's off script, and it's when he makes the no look passes and off the back foot and the side arm. I mean, he'll be a great shortstop. I mean, literally, Patrick Mahomes' arm is amazing. So for me, it's Mahomes. If you can contain Mahomes, and he's been making a lot of mistakes. He's been throwing a lot of interceptions. Like I said, it's un-Mahomes-like that I've seen. And like you said, Hog, I think it's just the fear, but he's still Patrick Mahomes. Like I said, he still tries to make something, nothing out of something. So for me, it's Patrick Mahomes. What about you?
Shot. Facts. No paper. 100%, sir. So I'm concerned about Tyreek Hill as well. And I don't want to repeat. So let me think about somebody else. I don't want to repeat. I'm going to say Travis Kelce. Okay, now the Titans have done an incredible job in stopping the tight end this year. So I will say that, okay? But I will say as well, we haven't faced any good tight ends in my opinion. Not really. Dawson Knox stepped up a little bit this year. He's not Travis Kelce, okay? Travis Kelce's
I mean, he's as good as it gets.
Exactly. He's primetime premium on the way to the Hall of Fame. That's how good Travis Kelce can be at the end of his career. Right. He can be a concern because I think we're going to worry so much about Patrick Mahomes and making sure he stays within the box. That leaves a lot of times to the tight end to be that next option for him to throw the ball, okay? It's Travis Kelce. He is a concern for me. The question I have for the Titans is, who is going to guard Travis Kelce? David Long, Rashaan Evans? Are you going to put Elijah Molden on him? Those are the things that I wonder. I think Travis Kelce will be the one player that I'm more concerned about more than anybody on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right. I like it. I like it. So this is the segment of the show, guys, where we take rapid questions from our audience. And these are hot take questions. You can propose questions to anybody on the panel. So shoot your questions and we will definitely answer them.
Absolutely.
So let's see.
Having a ball, y'all. Having a great Ryan, you having a good time, man.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff, man.
So, Ryan, I'm gonna propose this question to you. Al P, salute. Hey, salute to you, Al P. He said, "Where has Kelce been in the Chiefs' offense this year?" I'm gonna shoot this question to you.
I mean, I feel like he's been present. I think the last couple games, like he hurt his hand. I think it was like a hand at one point. He is getting older, so and the longer season. Who knows? But I feel like he's present. But we forget that 5-6 catches or whatever. You said he had 53 catches through 6 games. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy, dude. Like, so I mean, he would be on pace to basically have 100, almost 150. That's insane.
Yep.
So yeah, he's present, but I guess it doesn't open our eyes as much anymore if he's not having the 120 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like Mahomes, he has 18 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, 9 interceptions, whatever. I mean, that's still really good.
Right.
So it's like we forget that, wow, they're still doing really good because we're so used to it right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Perfect.
Right.
So I got another question here. It's from Bryce. He says, what about Julio Jones? Is he playing? For right now, what I've heard, yes. I mean, he's not on the injury list to be out. I think right now we have Taylor Lewan, Cam Batson, and there was one more player. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hulk, that's out.
That got hurt the last game, Caleb Farley.
Well, we know that was out for Sunday's game. I know Taylor Lewan is out.
Yeah, he's
right,
out.
He's out.
He's out. Yeah.
Let me see. See if I can pull up the injury report because I think I want to say Chester Rogers. Yep, Chester Rogers. So right now, Julio Jones is playing. So Bud Dupree, Julio's playing. So yeah.
Hey, the Chester Rogers injury is big, by the way.
It is.
When you talk about the punt return game and things,
right?
He's the number 3 punt return in the league. That's an interesting fact there.
Yep.
So Christian Fulton is out too. That's right.
So
this is a game where special teams could win it.
Exactly.
It could.
Exactly.
Ryan Suckup crushes the Chiefs' hearts a lot.
Yep.
Is he still your guys' kicker? Right?
No, he's not. He's not. He's with Tampa Bay. But yeah, you're right. The kicking game.
Well, maybe that's what it was. The last time I heard his name, he was kicking field goals in the Super Bowl.
That's right. That's right. We do have Brett Kern coming back, our punter, our Pro Bowl punter. So he's back. So that's huge for us.
Yeah. Durka Time asks, salute to you, Durka.
Durka.
Drafting CEH in the first round set the Chiefs back. So I'm guessing
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right?
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think it was a good move. When you're picking, what we have the 32nd pick, so that's always kind of. There's not a whole lot of sexy picks at 32.
Okay.
You had, to me, it was a need. It was a need, and it was addressed. And I think the kid's good. Like, he can be good. He had 2 back-to-back 100-yard games there before he got hurt. So I mean, I don't think so.
Right.
You gotta pick somebody.
That's right. That's right. We got 55 people in the chat. Hit that like button, folks. Thank you all for continuing to watch us, man. We kindly appreciate it, man. Throw them questions to us.
Right. And I think
appreciate those super chats as well, too, man. Definitely appreciate that.
Tremaine asked, would Darrington Evans return to this game? You know what? He's been practicing. I've seen him practice. I don't know why they're not activating him. Maybe they trust Nichols better than Darrington Evans. But if he does come back this game, that's an added piece to the offense. But right now he's up in the air. I don't know. That's a great question. I haven't seen him not ruled out. So
I haven't seen it either. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
because there was rumors he was going to play against the Bills. So,
yes. Coda says at Tennessee Titans Week, I heard we tried out Farrell Cooper, Pro Bowl return. I did. I've heard that too.
Okay.
That'll be a great addition. To
that would be
to the lineup.
Yep. Yeah, because he's a free agent right now. So yeah.
Sean Britton asks, and salute to you, brother. He says, at Tennessee Titans, are y'all tired of the media disrespecting the Titans? Now, Ryan, I don't know how you feel about this. Do you feel that the Chiefs we'll answer that. Do you feel the Chiefs get disrespected by the media a lot?
Nah, I would say so. I feel like I know how you guys feel. I really do. Until we got Patrick Mahomes, like my whole life, other than when we had Joe Montana and Marcus Allen when I was little, like my whole life, nobody talked about the Chiefs. Like there were years we were 13-3, number 1 seed. And it's, that was back when it was Manning, Peyton and I guess it was still Brady, but you know what I mean? Like, I know how you guys feel. It's like the blue collar cities of America. We don't get the love. We just happen to get Patrick Mahomes, you know. So it's like, but yeah, this year, yeah, they act like the Chiefs are the worst team ever. What, you know, right now when they talk about it, it's like they're still 3-3, and it's this early. Come on.
Yeah,
right. What about you, Hawk? To answer a Durk's question,
I'll be honest, man. To me, I like it when we're disrespected, as crazy as that sounds. I sort of like when mud is kind of thrown at us because that's when we play the best. Every single time we are put in a spot, oh, you better watch the Titans. They're the best team in the league. You know, they got the best offense in the league. We lose that game. And it could be against anybody. It could be against the Jags, the Jets. We lose those games. But anytime we're not, you know, on TV much, or we're not really getting as much pub as we think we should, you know, we end up playing better for some reason. It seems as if the Titans get extra motivated because even right now, most people might not even know the Titans are the 3 seed in the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, we are the 3 seed. Okay. Right. So, you know, and right now what's so crazy is Kansas City is in the bubble. They're the 9th seed right now. So to see that lets you know that we're not getting a lot of pub in the media. They talk a lot about right now, Baltimore right now. They're still talking a lot about Buffalo. So I'm okay with it.
Me too. And if they do talk about it, it's about Henry. But I mean, I agree. I really don't too much care about the disrespect because it fuels the Titans. It's like medicine towards them. And they're like, okay, hey, you disrespected. We're going to show out and show you why we're not disrespected. So
that's right.
Definitely. Stanley Wilson comes. He says, and shout out to you, Stanley. Do y'all think the Titans will ever have a first-round pick that we draft will ever come in and play uninjured? So I'm going to take this one. I've been saying for the past couple of years for us to trade out the first-round pick. I want us to trade the first-round pick because I feel like we get no value when it comes to drafting in the first round. I would rather for us to pile up picks because I feel like we find better value second round, maybe second to sixth round. We found our best value. So with the first round pick, I feel like if you're going to do the first round pick, trade out or make a trade for a premier player like you did with Julio. So for me, do I ever feel like we would draft somebody? No, that's just the Titans' identity. They draft. It's almost like the Cowboys. Cowboys used to do this for a long time where they would draft injured players and they would bring these players in and they'll give them a shot, or players that have disciplinary issues and they'll bring them in and they'll give them a shot. So for me, I would say I would love to, but it's just our identity. What about you, Hawk?
Well, I think hopefully we've learned, okay? We've learned to say, let's really look at this if we're going to draft in the first round about the health of a player, okay? I think the Jeffrey Simmons test worked marvelous. You picked a guy 22nd, he should have been a top 5 pick, right? But he had injuries, and that's what made him go down. And he ended up Jeffrey Simmons is amazing, okay? I think from that it's kind of like, okay, let's get a guy that would have been a top 10 pick. Let's get him later in the draft. We should be all right. We'll get him healthy and things like that. Now, Isaiah Wilson wasn't injured. He was mentally injured, okay? So it's still an injury if you ask me, because Isaiah Wilson played just 2 plays in his entire career, and he was a first-round pick. And when you look at now, you know, with our offensive tackle situations that we've had, you know, a player here and a player here and a player, this is where Isaiah Wilson should have been playing, but he's no longer here. He's on a practice squad right now. He was a first-round pick. Then you look at Caleb Farley, who hadn't played football in 2 years, who had C19, 2 back surgeries, a knee injury, all these different things. Okay, I'm going to say this. Football is not like basketball. I can go outside and play basketball right now. You can always play basketball. In football, you got to play football to play football. Caleb had been out for a very long time. So it's kind of like, I don't know hopefully he'll come around, but it's hard to mimic football. You have to be out there. You know what I'm saying? His body's not ready. He's just physically not there right now. So I hope that John Robinson has learned to say, let's calm down on these injured guys. Let's get some healthy people in here for our first round pick. You do that on a 5th round pick, not a first round pick. Right.
And Ryan, I'm going to propose this question to you as well from a Kansas City perspective. How do you feel about you guys hitting on you guys' first round picks for the past couple of years?
The Mahomes pick was pretty decent.
Right, that's true.
No paper.
So ever since Veach came, and I was actually going to say that you guys are in the prime time where it's just open up the truck to whatever to get the best quarterback, or you know, whatever that you guys are there. You guys are right where the Chiefs were when we had Alex Smith. Like that is it. I mean, Tannehill and Alex Smith and I loved Alex Smith. Like, I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was pissed when we drafted Mahomes because that quarterback style had never worked before. So you guys are right there. And I mean, if I would take anything from the Chiefs, it's like, okay, if the other pieces are there and you got a limited time to capitalize on the you guys got firepower right now.
Yep.
Limited time to capitalize on it. You need a gun to start shooting, because he's just I like Tannehill. I really do. He's a hard-nosed football player. He's a smart football player, tough football player, all that. But he's not a killer. He's not. He's a good game managing, good quarterback. He's a leader. He's everything you want, but he's not a killer.
Gotcha.
I agree with that, and he's not. And Ryan, you're not the first person to say that. Let me say that. So appreciate your intake. So we're gonna go to Coda. Coda says, at Tennessee Titans Weekly, do you think we should get McNichols involved in the pass game?
I'm gonna answer that one, Jacques.
Go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead.
Because you know how I feel about this, right?
Oh, I know.
So, folks that are listening to the show, let me tell you something that I found out in the Buffalo game, right? And shout out to, again, the folks that are in the comment section, putting in the comments, man. We, again, appreciate that. Definitely. Anyone trying to get some C-Dub 456, what's good? In Tally, what's popping, brother? T.L. Johnson, what's good? Jeremy McNichols wasn't needed at all against the Bills. And I actually think that's the way it should be. And I'll tell you why. When Derrick Henry's in the game full-time, you don't know when we're going to pass the ball. When Jeremy McNichols is in the game, you know we're going to pass the ball. So I actually think your options are more when Derrick Henry's in the game. Every time McNichols is in the game, it's third down and McNichols. You know we're going to throw the ball, okay? I would say for him, put him in spots, and if you do play him, run him sometimes, right? Don't be so predictable. I felt the offense was smooth. We had 6 scores in a row on our last 6 drives against the number 1 defense of the Buffalo Bills, right? Who stopped the Chiefs, right? Derrick Henry was in there the entire time. So he leaves the possibility we might pass. So your defense I don't know what to do here, right? McNichols should only be situational. I don't think he should get a lot of playing time. I think you keep the king in there unless he needs a water break. Keep the king in there. I'm telling you. That's for me on that one, brother.
Facts, no paper. I ain't got nothing to say. So we're going to go to the next question. Foster Tate says, what do y'all think about Kendall Lamb stepping in for Taylor? I'm going to take this one, Hawk. Foster, the good thing is a good and bad. Hey, it's the Flash.
What's up, Flash? What's good, man?
Say hi to the Flash.
What's up, Flash?
What's good, brother?
I would let you meet the Spider-Man. Hey, how you doing?
Good. All right, get out of here.
I have a little Spider-Man upstairs, so I definitely understand.
Yeah, we got our children too on here sometimes, man.
He thinks he just wants to be famous on YouTube, he said.
So with Kendall Lamb stepping in for Taylor, the good thing is you're not playing a top-notch defensive line to where you really have to worry about it. That's the good thing. Another good thing is Taylor should be fine to come back for the Colts game. So I feel like this is good playing time for Kendall. And I think when he stepped in for Taylor, it wasn't no big drop-off I was kind of surprised because I thought Kendall Lamb was trash. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought he was trash. And he played trash in the preseason. He played trash earlier in the season. But I think when he stepped up Monday, I think he did a pretty good job against the number 1 ranked defense. And I'm going to keep doing like that, the number 1 ranked defense, because they didn't allow any sacks. And that's the most important thing. You didn't allow any sacks on Ryan Tannehill. So I'm fine with it. And this is the game that you would want to rest Taylor and let Taylor get right, and then you bring him back for the Colts game.
That's right. That's right.
We seriously don't have a pass rush. We do. The Chiefs do not have a pass rush.
Exactly. We see that.
And we can't blitz because we have no secondary.
Right.
But, so we'll have a few more questions, y'all, for the show. We'll go a few more here.
So Jeremiah Robinson says, do the Titans need to start Dylan Rudens? I will say this will be a good game to get him some playing time. But I don't think they're going to start him because, you got Saffo starting.
Yeah.
So
and Nate Davis, right?
And Nate Davis. So
they drafted him to try to be a tackle, but they put him as a guard.
Right. So I just don't think that he has the options to play. So I'm fine with it. It'll be good to get him some playing time, but I just don't think he will. Let me see. Let's see. Jermaine Robinson, when is the time that you think that we should start looking for replacement for Ryan Tannehill? Now, this might be the question of the night. This is a deep question. Ooh, Hawk, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm on this one. I'm gonna let you shoot first on this one. And then, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you shoot first, and I'm gonna shoot it to Ryan. And I'll do my please. Go ahead.
The answer is no time soon. That's a solid answer. No time soon. Ryan Tannehill's 33 years old, so he's still got time, right? And we're not asking Ryan Tannehill to be Patrick Mahomes because he doesn't have to be. If he had to be, then we might struggle if he had to throw it as much as Patrick Mahomes, right? And then if you look at his stats, when you look at his season stats, right? Ryan Tannehill is 128 for 202, 1,400 yards. He has only 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. I think a lot of people might not have realized his stat line it's a little average this year, right? But look at the guy below him, Derrick Henry, right? But in defense of Ryan Tannehill, he has not had Julio Jones, nor has he had A.J. Brown in any consistent time. So it's just over time, he'll get back to it. But no time soon. He's got 4 or 5, probably 4 years left. Maybe in that 4th season, you draft a quarterback. No time soon. I don't think we need to look for a replacement for him right now.
Okay. So, Ryan, I'm going to shoot this question to you. And I know you mentioned earlier where you said that the Titans are built like the Chiefs before they got Patrick Mahomes. In your perspective, when do you think that the Titans should shoot and look for a quarterback, even if you could just sit them? Go ahead.
So my call, like what I think is that Tannehill, he's a pro. I would say he's like the guy that's like the pro's pro, So I think that, which I don't think it's coming next year, but if your team, if your GM, if all the scouts are high on like this quarterback is crazy, like, and you guys could unload a 1st and 2nd round pick, if not next year, from here on, I would say, if that's there. But luckily, Tannehill is also a guy that, he's gotten you to the AFC Championship. He's the guy. He can do it. It's just for him to do it, everything has to go right. Like, it can't be because he's like pulling crazy. Like you said, he doesn't need to be Patrick Mahomes. He needs to be a consistent, just do your job right kind of dude.
Yeah, right. Kenyon Flowers said a hell of a point too. Our offensive line is that's a part of it as well too. Just a thought. That is true.
Now
that is true.
I want to do a little homework real quick. Now, we know Tannehill has a 4-year deal. He signed a 4-year deal back in, I think, 2020, $118 million. And I think they placed him under contract through 2023, right?
Yep.
Now, like we say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I get it, right? And I'm all for it. I've talked to a couple of people. Shout out to Big Mike. I know he's an advocate of getting a quarterback in here sooner than later. I get it. But we're going to have to start looking, not this year, not even next year, but you're going to have to eventually start looking at your replacement and your options for down the line. And we know how the Titans are. They get ready to draft your replacement, as we say, right? So I wouldn't say this year. I wouldn't even say next year because you want him to get continuity. But 2023, when he's in his contract is almost up, then you're really going to have to start looking and evaluating. Do you want to keep him? Do you want to bring somebody else in? Because we also got our backup situation. Is Logan Woodside the guy?
Nope.
Okay. So if he's not the guy, we're going to have to start looking. And I'm also even fine with bringing somebody in to compete. And I think they've tried that with Cole, the kid from Hawaii. They tried it with the kid Matt Barkley. They've tried, right? Yeah. But what do you like? And I always use Kansas City as the blueprint, right? Kansas City brought in Pat Mahomes. They had Alex Smith for 1 year. Pat Mahomes came in. He did what he did. He sat for a year. He learned the game. It's almost how they're doing in Jordan Love in Green Bay. It's the same concept. I can accept that better than just bringing in somebody and just saying, hey, go out there and start and compete for the starting job, right? So my thing is, I'm not saying bringing them in next year. I'm not even saying bring them in 2023. But eventually we're going to have to start having this conversation. And I know it's a hard conversation to have because it's like, okay, we're telling somebody that brought us from the promised land, but they brought us out the mud and got us to the promised land and potentially might win us a Super Bowl, which is really Derrick Henry. But Well, how do we replace that, right? He's not Tom Brady. And like Ryan said, he's a pros pro. I agree with that totally. He's a pros pro. He's like an Alex Smith, less test type of quarterback. And when your offensive line can block, which our offensive line is starting to pick it up, it allows him to be serviceable, right? But eventually, you want to get that complementary quarterback to prepare you to the next level, basically, right? So not this year, not even 2023. But when that contract is coming up, you're going to really have to start evaluating. And that's a conversation that Tennessee Titans Weekly is going to have. Titan Upload. Everybody in the Titans Nation is going to eventually have to have. It sucks, but that's the game of football. So for me, not right now, but if I'm John Robinson, I'm doing my homework.
I think he's also Tannehill's a quarterback that, you get to that last year. He's a guy you want to have your rookie quarterback sit. You want your rookie quarterback to sit and learn from Tannehill. And he's a guy that would do it because, you know what I mean? Like, he's not one of these jerks and divas. Like, he will do it and make sure that it treat it right. Like Mahomes has said plenty of times that even his dad said, like, he gives the utmost respect to Alex Smith because he trained him like he would anybody else. It wasn't, he really prepared him to become a pro and do the pro stuff. And I think Tannehill, he's a guy, he understands what it is. Like, he's 33 now. Well, 33 turns into 37 fast, and 37 hurts.
It does. Exactly. That's that 3 to 4 year window. Yes, definitely. So we'll take 2 more questions. Again, we have 60 folks in the chat. Hit that like button, folks. Tighten up, baby. Tighten up. Let's get ready for these Chiefs, man.
This is a good question from Foster Tate. He said, should the Titans make a trade for Xavier Howard or Cal Fuller? So,
yes.
Yes. I think Xavier Howard is your better realistic choice versus Cal Fuller because Xavier has had his issues with the Dolphins and we know the rocky relationship. So I feel like you'll get a better value out of Xavier. And if we do get Xavier, I will say this, and I told Hawk this. Don't expect him to come in day one being Jalen Ramsey. Don't expect him to come in day one to pick up the defense like that, right? He's going to struggle, but he's not going to struggle long. So if you were able to make a trade for Xavier Howard, I would even trade a 3rd-round pick for him. Get a 3rd round and a 2nd rounder in 2023. Go for it. Yeah. So, yes, I'd say do it.
So here's the thing, too, I want to add to that is, ladies and gentlemen, hear me very, very clear, okay? Christian Fulton coming back. We hope he stays healthy because Christian Fulton is a baller at corner. You got Jack Rabbit Jenkins as well. I know a lot of people about 50-50 on him, things like that, right? That's what we have, a corner. We need a Xavier Howard or a Cal Fuller. Should we or not, how can we make this happen? If we're trying to make the Super Bowl, folks, we need another corner, okay? You can't have many corners. You get too many corners. You need ballers out there, okay? And you look at Desmond King, what we had, several years ago, even last year, he came in a big spot and we ended up, going to the AFC Championship. So you have to we need a corner right now. And I really think the Titans are going to make some type of move. If it be a 3rd-round pick, make it happen, period. So, we have young guys, but we need some veterans. We need a top corner right now. So,
I agree. And Durker Time says Molden isn't terrible. And I agree with you, Molden. I agree with you, Durker. Molden is very serviceable. He's just a rookie. But I agree with that.
But can you trust Molden in the playoffs at the slot? And in this, or I think Molden is a ball hawk corner, kind of a safety / corner. But he got benched just 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Based on him getting beat. So he has ways to learn, yes. But if I have my choice of him and Xavier Howard, I'm bringing Howard in. And
Titanium Jeremiah Robinson, I agree with you. Molden is good. I like Molden. Let me say that. I like what Molden brings to the fold in the slot. On the outside, not so much. But I think everybody's saying the same thing. He's developing. And I give him a leeway. I give him some stream because he is a rookie. It's not like he's a 3 or 4 year player. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at that and I'm like, he's learning. He's getting experience. To me, he's my Christian Fulton of last year. He'll be that next year where he's picked up the game. The game slows down for him. He gets better. He gets playing time. He gets reps. That's the only thing with football, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. It's reps, repetition. I think that's anything in life. anything in life you do over and over again, you're going to get good at it. You just need a shot and an opportunity. And once you take advantage of it, yes, you're going to make mistakes because you're not perfect. Remember, we all been in a situation where we haven't been perfect in our situation. And we're like, hey, I messed up. I'm going to learn from that mistake and I'm going to get better. So I agree with both sentiments. So Darker Time says, you think they'll give Woodside a shot? He's beaten out all 4. You know what? And this is going to sound crazy. Yes, I do. And it's the same rules apply that I just said. He needs reps. And if you give him reps, he might surprise us. Not saying he'll be a starter. He might win a starter. So they're going to always give him a shot. What about you, Hawk?
Yeah, he'll get a shot. He's earned it. If something happened to Tannehill, yes, he'll get a shot. They'll probably sign a player. Depends on the injury or situation. They'll sign a player as a backup. But Tannehill, I mean, Woodside will get the start. He'll get a shot. Yes, right. Absolutely. So we got some other folks. So we'll go another question or so, and then we'll.
But before we get to that question, okay, Ryan, and we're gonna exclude you. We're gonna include you in this, okay? So it says a Bills fan here. Tennessee played a hell of a game. Henry proved that he can run on the Bills' #1 defense. The Henry 70-yard run set the tone for the rest of the game. Good-ish. We'll see y'all in the playoffs. Okay. So, Ryan, I want to get your take on this real quick. You was watching the game Monday night, right?
Yeah, I watched some of it, and obviously the highlights were Derrick Henry.
Yes. So, we know the Bills fans, and salute to you, D Echo. Hey, you're a solid Bill fan. I'm not saying all Bills fans are solid because I met some good Bill fans at the games. I definitely did. But the Bills fans have been very, very, very salty for the past couple of days, and I understand why. In your opinion, Ryan, on that fourth and 1 that Josh Allen slipped into, did he slip or did he run into Jeffrey Simmons? I mean,
I think it was just a good play. Really, I don't think when I heard that he slipped, I was like, I don't really. That's not to me a slip. You know, right. I mean, it was just a good – he was going to get stopped no matter what. Right. Like, that dude just literally blew through right there. Like, I don't – man, right. Listen, Bills fans, be thankful for a second, okay? You guys were the worst team in the league forever.
20 years.
So let's just be thankful for where things are and accept the L that day. Yep. But, I think it was just a really good defensive play. And would it happen? It probably wouldn't happen again if they did it 10 times in a row.
Exactly.
But it did happen, you know.
Exactly. And the official TY, I just want to make a clarification. While we're talking about Woodside, he says, why are we talking about Woodside like Tannehill's not getting hurt? Man, okay. So that was a question that came up early in the show about Tannehill and everything like that. So we're not saying that Tannehill's gonna get hurt. It was just a question. I don't know if you was in watching the show earlier, but just to clarify, we're talking about the future, not anything where Tannehill's gonna get hurt. So don't freak out. And I know everybody's still talking about this Bills game, man. That was a electrifying game that I think is gonna always be on Titans fans and I think Bills fans' minds. So I'm ready for the Chiefs. I don't know about you, Hawk, but I'm ready for the Chiefs. So, hey.
So we got 62 people in the chat. So we'll go one more question, y'all. We'll go one more question.
Hey, the chat is lighting up about this situation, man. He said, no, I was like, no, he can't be here. No, he's not here. No. But Ryan, I like your take earlier, what you said when you said that the Titans are built like the Chiefs. And I felt like even with the Chiefs, I've always felt like the Chiefs have been that team ever since they had Tony Gonzalez, Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson. You guys have always had a
Jamal Charles.
Trent Green.
If he was on any other team, though, Jamal Charles is a Hall of Famer. Jamal Charles was incredible.
Incredible.
Like, he's probably, outside of Derek Thomas, he's my favorite Chief of all time. Because, bro, we were so bad. Like bad, really bad. And we were going to – and he would still get like 150 yards and then 100 yards receiving. And you're like –
that's right. Yeah, agreed.
Before we get to the next point, Captain Trips, thank you for the super sticker, brother. For the
yes, sir.
$1.99.
Yes, sir.
Boom. Boom!
All
Appreciate
right,
it, brother. Appreciate
and
it.
we got other folks in the comments as well. Mr. Alex Knight, what is good? Sean Britton,
Hey,
Titanium 00, what is popping? Danko Hawkins, we see your comments, good brother. We
yes.
see you as well again.
Yes.
Who
we got
else?
Mark Jones, Marky J. But
Yep.
what I was saying earlier was, you're right. Once the Chiefs got that missing piece, it propelled them to the stratosphere. And I think that's even with the Titans is we have the pieces is what can propel us to the stratosphere. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, they had always like C-Dub is saying Dante Hall. I mean, Dante Hall was one of the best return men I've seen besides Devin Hester. I mean, Dante Hall was amazing. So the Chiefs have always been that team where they've always been in the mix. They just never got the respect and can never get over the hump. I was frustrated as a Chiefs fan. I was like, the Chiefs have always been good. It's just they never just
Priest Holmes, Christian Okoye. I see somebody putting that on there. I mean, I know a lot about the Chiefs, man. You know what I mean? Of course, Tony Gonzalez. You know,
it used to be we could never get big plays. We used to never be able to get big plays because we were like a run first team. I feel like forever. You know, in the 90s when I was a kid and became a fan, like it was always a run first team. We never had big plays though. We always had a tough defense, things like that. And then we had that period where we were awful and had the changing of the GMs and everything. But yeah, I feel like ever since we've had the pieces, nobody feared our quarterback. Nobody feared our quarterback. So it's like being a good boxer, but you don't have any power. You're Paulie Malignaggi or whatever his name is, you know? So like, I feel like that's – imagine Derrick Henry if people were scared of Ryan Tannehill. Come on.
Right.
So KD says Titans wideouts versus the Chiefs secondary. Also Chiefs wideouts versus the Titans secondary. What y'all think of the matchups? So go ahead, Hawk.
The matchups are favorable on both sides. And I mean the wideouts on both sides, right? The Titans wideouts are a favorite versus the Chiefs secondary, and the Chiefs wideouts are a favorite to the Titans secondary. You know, so I think that, you know, it's very favorable. More than anything is who's going to get the pressure on the quarterback for us versus Patrick Mahomes, and can the Chiefs stop Derrick Henry? So that's the part of the equation that's within this question as to how the defensive side of the ball can actually outclass the wideouts, right? Based on that scenario. So wideouts definitely over the secondary on both teams, man. So
what about you, Ryan?
I think that it's the same. And you know, this could be like a 42-37 game or something crazy, you know, because both teams, if it gets going like it could get going, it will be that, because that's just the Chiefs aren't going to stop anybody, you know. So but we're probably not going to punt very much either. So you know, who knows?
That's true.
But I think the key on your end is like not only pass rush, you got to hit Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you just let him run around, like you said, he'll find something. Like him and Tyreek, he does this stuff where he'll just like throw it to the middle of the field. But Tyreek is so fast that while he's over there, he'll just turn around and sprint the other way, and it's and grab. You know, nobody's there. It's the craziest stuff. But yeah, it's like if a defense can hit him, that's it.
Yeah. And when you mean hit him, grab him, hold him, get him down.
Yeah, he can't get loose. Like I mean, remember in the
Hey, we did that against us. We didn't hit him at all in the playoffs. When y'all beat us,
that run changed everything. That touchdown run,
that changed the whole thing.
That stadium.
That did.
I said if this was the NFL 10 years ago, Patrick Mahomes would have been laid out. But since this is the new NFL, you can't do that. And when we watched the game, I said, if that was Ray Lewis, I would have felt sorry for Patrick Mahomes because it would have been done. He would have been done. But the new NFL doesn't allow you to really do that. And I was telling Hawk this earlier offline. It's the same thing you just said, Ryan. Hit him. Once you get him down. You have to hold him. You can't allow him, because I've seen defenses touch him, but then he runs around and he's gone. Touch him. I'm like, this is not two-hand touch. He hasn't been touched. The last time I seen him really get hit was in the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. And I said,
Buffalo beat him up. Buffalo beat him up.
Yep.
But they beat the hell out of him in this. It was, what'd they say? He ran like 5 miles or something.
Yes, something crazy. Yeah, like 500 yards or something like.
Oh yeah, 500 yards. It was something just insane.
Something insane. Yep.
It was horrible. I mean, that was the worst thing. I didn't even watch the second half. I went upstairs and played Xbox with my nephews.
Wow.
I mean, it was so bad. It was just so bad. And like, but how do you not get scared if you're Mahomes after that?
Right.
How do you not get a little gun shy?
Exactly. Titanium said, would you rather have Dick LeBeau or this defense we have now? To answer that, I would say Dick LeBeau with this personnel. If Dick LeBeau had this personnel, Dick LeBeau would be like a kid in the candy shop. The personnel that Dick LeBeau had when Dick LeBeau was here wasn't the greatest. So I feel like if Dick LeBeau was here now, the Titans would probably be like a top 5 defense. No questions asked. To have Byard and Bud Dupree and Harold Landry and Danico Autry and Jeffrey Simmons and Christian Fulton. Like, it's no limit that you can do with that. So for me, Dick LeBeau with this personnel.
D-Echo, super chat. Gotta run, fellas. Hey, man. Hey, we appreciate you watching the show, man. With the super chat as well.
Salute.
Boom.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
We'll go one more question, y'all. One more question.
Hey, Dirk, I agree. Bud Dupree and Landry will have 20 sacks by the end of the season.
The ball was still around. Yeah,
hey, I agree. Can we call him?
Yep.
Can we call him? Let me see. And King Isaac. Shout out to King Isaac, man. It's my first time seeing you, brother. Salute to you, brother. Thank you for watching the show. He said we both have shaky defenses, and I agree.
Yeah,
I feel like
Isaac was good, brother.
Yeah, like the Titans defensive line is better than the Chiefs, and this is kind of weird to say because the Titans defensive line hasn't been good for years. Secondaries are kind of match even. Linebackers, I feel like the Titans have a little bit better linebacking core, but you're right. The defenses are shaky.
Our linebackers are slow. Our linebackers are slow and they're late. If you notice, anytime it's a short yardage, you know, they're a step late, which is a lot. It's way too slow.
Right.
And that is going to cause a problem because in the middle is where I feel the defense for the Chiefs are weak in the middle in running. Yep. And the linebackers, I saw it on there. They were slow to get there, man. I'm like, I saw plays where Josh Allen was running free. And I'm like, if that was Derrick Henry, that's a touchdown. So, yeah, man.
Ben Neiman, another white guy. Get him out of here. Come on. Like, you know, too slow. He's too slow. He went to KU.
I got
Come
you.
on.
Like I said, that's the take of the night. Let me see.
All right. Let's see who else we got here. 65 people in the chat, folks. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's good stuff, guys.
Said, Bucker or Bullock? Bucker or Bullock? I'll take Bullock. Bullock hasn't played bad at all.
Yeah. I agree.
It's Buck Rising to call him Fat Randy. I'm like, that would trip me out. They call him Fat Randy.
Wow.
Cool, man. I think we got one more question. Murray asked one question. Do you think Kansas City would stack the box or play more of coverage? And love you guys. Hey, we love you too, Murray. Thank you.
Exactly, Murray. Thank you.
I would shoot this question to Ryan first, and I'm gonna come to you, Hawk. Ryan, Hawk, talk to us.
If we stack the box, we are going to get killed. Like, we'll get killed deep, because then you're going to have to put Sorensen in instead to stack the box. Juan Thornhill's not going to come up. He's a pretty small guy. Sorensen will come up, like, and then you guys will play action us to death. And it's just not going to matter because it just doesn't. It's not going to matter for the Chiefs. Like, there's just stacking the box isn't the answer, I don't think. But then if you don't, which it's just it's not good.
So, darker time. Ryan answered your question. Hawk, I'm gonna go to you.
So, as far as stacking the box, yes, they're going to try to stack the box. They all do. Every team does, right? Because that's how you try to beat the Titans. And I think more than anything, the question is going to be, is Julio going to play? If Julio plays, you got to be careful to stack their box, right? But yes, they're going to try to stack the box early. They're going to see what they can get out of the defense in that regard to see, okay, we got to stop Derrick Henry, because if we stop him, then we put the ball in Tannehill's hand. So if you don't stack the box, you are in trouble. Because, again, look at where they're ranked on defense, 25th in the league. So they have to stack the box. They're going to have to If they leave the field open and the middle open, Derrick Henry could go 150 and 3 touchdowns easily. So they have to.
So
look for Chris Jones to be back at defensive tackle too.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. If he does play, they're going to move him back to the inside because it's just not working.
I have a question for you, Ryan. Now, I noticed that they have Chris Jones on the outside this season at left end or right end. Why? He's a deep tackle.
The thing that I think they were trying to do is get that like pass rush from the edge. Like,
okay.
But to me, Chris Jones is so great because he gives you that from the middle, almost Warren Sapp like, like just destroy when he gets in there. And he lost a bunch of weight and he's always hurt anyways. But why would you pull one of the best defensive tackles in the game? Like top 3 for sure.
Yeah, top 3 for sure. For sure.
If not 2. He's not better than Aaron Donald, but I'll take him.
I would too. I think he's that next guy, in my opinion.
And is it a money? I know he just got paid. I'm wondering, is it a money thing for him? Obviously, because a defensive end is going to get a bigger contract. I know he just got paid, but I don't know what it is.
And people don't realize that Jeffrey Simmons learned a little bit from Chris Jones because Chris Jones was a senior when Jeffrey Simmons was a freshman at Mississippi State. So it's man. So, yep. Okay. All right.
Great
cool,
question.
man. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always for watching the show, y'all. The questions were on fire as always, y'all. Thank you all, the 60-some odd folks that was on the show watching in. Ryan, do you have anything you'd like to say, man, before we end the show, bro?
Oh, no. Thank you guys for having me on. It was really fun. It's actually kind of got me excited for the game. It's hard when your team's not like – you're just waiting to see what kind of mess they're going to put out there. So it's kind of got me excited a little bit. And I appreciate you guys having me on. It was fun.
Cool, man. And you all can, again, check him out on Apple, on the Apple podcast there. What do you want to talk about as well? He is on Instagram at trghomeskc. Check him out, man. So for us as well, we are on Instagram. You can check us out at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We are also on Twitter as well at Titans Weekly 24/7. You can also check us out as well on email at TennesseeTitansWeekly@gmail.com.
And also, like I said, Ryan, we want to at least thank you again for hopping on the show. I know we had you last time, so it was pretty dope, man. So we definitely got to do this again if the Chiefs play the Titans again. It looks like it's every 2 years, so we definitely going to have you back. Thank you for the insight. I've learned some new things about the Chiefs, so really appreciate that. Like I said, guys, hey, go check out Ryan's podcast on Apple Podcasts, correct?
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's out everywhere.
Okay, check out his podcast. Great content for the Chiefs. My homeboy Joe, he's a Chiefs fan as well, so definitely he'll check you out as well. But like I said, every show, man, hey, check us out. Share the stream. Share the show. Cut your notification bells on by the subscribe button. It's going to let you know when we go live and post any content. And like I said, every show, tell your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your dog, your cat, tell Steve McNair. Shout out to the bobblehead Steve McNair. Tell him as well. And, hey, let's get to the Chiefs. I'll be at the game Sunday. So if anybody's at the game, hey, let's bring the same energy we brought Monday to Sunday. And let's bring it up and let's tighten up.
That's right. Check us on Apple and Spotify as well. We have content on there as well, too. So to you and yours, folks, thanks again. Chiefs Kingdom, they're here. But tighten up. We're here, baby. We're ready. Come Sunday, man, should be a great game. So to you and yours, as we always say, Jacques, facts.
No paper.